I'm Sterling Johnson. I'm a professor at the University of Wisconsin in Madison, and I am the principal investigator of the Wisconsin Registry for Alzheimer's Prevention. The Wisconsin Registry for Alzheimer's Prevention, or WRAP, is a large cohort study mostly comprised of people who had a parent with Alzheimer's disease. And it's really focused on the early changes involved in Alzheimer's disease, not just cognitive changes, but also what's going on in a person's brain. So we've been measuring proteins like amyloid and tau using PET imaging and spinal fluid measurements. We've been doing MRIs to understand vascular disease and atrophy patterns. And we do careful cognitive studies every 2 years with these individuals. There's so much that we're learning from this cohort. It was really when we began doing intensive biomarker studies of the proteins that are involved in Alzheimer's disease that we began to really understand how early this disease starts. If our participants have amyloid in their brain and also the tau protein in their brain, we've been able to see that they've been declining since their late 50s. And that's pretty remarkable to think about, because this disease usually doesn't become symptomatic until our 60s and 70s. Another major breakthrough that we've had with the study is that now that we've been doing amyloid imaging for over a decade, we've discovered that amyloid changes in a very characteristic way. And we have enough data on this now that we've been able to train an algorithm on the longitudinal changes in amyloid, and that has allowed us to estimate the age of onset of a person's amyloid proteinopathy. So now, with this anchor point of amyloid age of onset, we can understand things like resilience to disease or susceptibility to disease, and we can try to disentangle what those things might be that confer resilience or confer susceptibility. One of our major goals has been to identify the disease as early as we possibly can. And now that we are able to do that, we can make a prognosis and estimate when those symptoms will happen so that we can intervene with prevention strategies before the symptoms ever begin. That's the vision. We're a ways away from implementing an effective prevention strategy, but at least we've been able to define what that preclinical window will be. The next steps with the study are to translate the incredible information we've learned from imaging to other biomarkers. In particular, the blood biomarkers are looking extraordinarily promising. We think that the blood markers will help us understand when this disease is occurring, and it'll be a tool to help us track the proteinopathy of this disease in the preclinical time frame.